Okay guys, this is going to be a very short video about Corundum. I'm going to Logan Cuts, which is a part of the Burgess mine operation. This road here basically goes back to the main attraction of Burgess mine, which is the big adit and dump by the creek. But we're going today, we're just passing that location, and we're stopping here by a little clearing, and in the forest back there is a path that you take, and then right away you have to turn the other way. You're gonna see a truck. Turn right upwards, and that's gonna, just keep going up. That's all I can tell you. The rest you have to find on Google Maps. Google Maps has good shot of whole mountain, and you're gonna find a little bit of clue when you look closely at Google Maps. It's on the top of the mountain. So I'm halfway up Logan Cuts. Super humid, heavy air, green as can be, jungle, northern jungle. I'm following a deer path, which is kind of, you can see it. But from here, it's gonna cut up, straight up. But I'm doing this little take because, how do you know? You find in the forest perfectly plastic, good condition plastic IKEA chair. Like, really not very old. How did I get here? Mystery. And why would somebody bring this along? Really bizarre. That's what you can find when you're wandering through the woods. So after a few more minutes, it's a nice shot, isn't it? After a few more minutes from down there on the chair, finally got myself to the area of a big rock dump. So you can see it. It's almost covered in fog. We're pretty much high up at the top of the mountain. So this is your clue I mentioned earlier. If you look closely from Google Maps, zoom it up, and you can find it. I don't want to sound greedy, but more information we give, more garbage we find in the forest, and unfortunately some places close down because of this. So be good rock hound, take everything down with you, especially chairs. Yeah, so this is the bottom of the big dump. You can see how steep that is, and obviously first boulders that roll down here, they probably over 100 years old. They may have lots of goodies in it, but remember, whenever you work with dumps like this, don't work on the bottom. You can pull one boulder that unwedges the tons of material, and you're pretty much dead or crush legs. And if you're by yourself in the forest, then you're really dead. So I always tell people where you're going, and walk from the top rather than from the bottom. So I'm gonna go around it and get to the glory hole, which is another clue, filled with water. So I'm still at the bottom of the heap, the rocks, and you can see the shards of rock that carries corundum, all these brown pieces corundum. Very 45% rich ore from those veins. So obviously at the beginning they really concentrated on very high concentration ores, boulders, let's say, and they would take them away. But lots of stuff at the beginning on top was discarded because it was just too weak ore. So they left it behind so we can find it. There is another one piece lying here, This one has actually terminated end of the corundum, almost goes reddish brown. But I want to find something fully terminated. Now, quick story. This piece of mushroom here is a big one. I told you earlier I'm from Poland. We harvest mushrooms a lot. This one mimics the most prized mushroom that we can find in Poland. In many cases, people pick this up as a real one and they get very sick, making them into stews or fill for pierogies. So don't pick this one. It was more brown on top and it had a white stem. That would be the prize one. That's a side story. So let's go up and see the glory hole and find some good crystals. These would be the good ones. I don't know, I came here for crystals and I'm doing mushrooms. See my hand? How big that thing is? I will feed you. There's another even bigger over there. Next to beautiful rock with corundum in it. Look at that. And mica. And there is another one right here with a little bigger corundums. You can see they kind of finger size. So we want to find termination which is kind of goes to the point and more exposed. So there is some proof of mining activity, which is probably some kind of bucket. I think it was suspension bucket, because I think from terrain like this they had to cable everything down to the bottom of the valley. Maybe they went along the ridge all the way to where Burgess mine adit is. That cave rather. I don't know if that's adit. But you can see there's very old work on this rivets, no welds. So that's the original artifact. And there's some pieces of metal all over the place here. Scavenger hunt. And the corundum is everywhere. I think at the beginning they were really dumping lesser ore to the side, and they never came back here. It's just logistics. Hard to get it. And then they start growing corundum, I believe in 40s, or maybe even 30s, in the laboratories. Therefore, there's no more need for abrasives taken down from the mountains. So we can see evolution of our technology. So now we are on top of the rock pile. So this is where we came from. You can see the two distinctive little pyramids. They have a flat portion which goes to the edge. Obviously that's where they laid the trucks for the carts to discard the refuse, and it tumbled down. Again, told you that so many corundums you can find down there. They were only concentrating on ore that was pretty much half-half with the mother rock, which is cyanide, I believe, the red metamorphic rock. And that's another portion of the dump, which also had the ramp, you can see, and then things would tumble down. So those two ramps, they were coming out of something that many people call, in this situation's mother hole, which is mother lode rather, which is in here. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. Trust me, there's huge works. The whole cliff is eaten away by mining. There's a path leading there to it. I was here in the fall. It's a lot better to visibility. So this is all the quarry, all grown off. You can maybe see the rocks. And then it climbs up. It's two pits, left and right, and this wall divides them. Don't climb on that wall because everything is really loose from blasting. That wall really is sketchy. If you want to go on top of the ridge, you have to go all around on the left side or right side of the workings. So this is the very top of Logan Cuts. You can see it's beautiful scenery. I'm gonna switch this around so you can tell. This is main workings. It's a big pit. Then there is the ledge. I mentioned to you not to walk on that ledge because that comes from those heaps of the rock. It's very foggy, but it's very beautiful today. There's a little tiny lake somewhere between those branches, you can see. On the right side of this ledge there is another pit and there is another smaller one. So it's three cuttings altogether. So those rocks you see, they're very loose. It's like a spine. And funny thing, I walked on this last year and I wouldn't do it again, but on the very top of the spine there's actually a proof of lightning strike. It's almost like very carbonated, melted point in the center. This is a opening here, and it's lots of berries here. And I just saw on the way here huge bear dump poo, which tells me that they're here. So I better get down. I think I'm gonna go along the ridge to the Burgess opening mine, and then I'm gonna finish my day. And by the truck I show you what I found today. Logan Cuts. The view is worth everything. So after wandering through the quarries and all the areas, I decided to just, before I leave, do very old-fashioned mining. And I'm just gonna be on the very top of the dump, like I told you, is safest. And I'm just gonna open up a little hole and see what I can find. So what I'm using is this rake. The corundum is very hard, so you can't scratch it with the rake. And so, well, this is plagioclase mica, which I also find a few pieces earlier here, and I have a lot bigger pieces. Show you later by the truck. But I already found some good indication that there is corundum here. This is like a spine of it. So I'm gonna keep raking into this hole, and then with the magic of television I will show you the exact moment when I find something nice. Other than that, you're gonna have to watch this scratching noise for a long time. Alright, although for some people this is very amusing, but I think it's better if I just show you when I find something. Finally got back from the mountain, from that path. Weather turned out to be beautiful. With Bancroft weather, you can't really trust anything. You have to go and take day by day. And the best feeling is when you come from the forest. Sometimes you get disoriented, hungry and thirsty. When you come out and you see your ride waiting, it's a relief. Sometimes when I'm lost, I just press the button to hear where he is waiting for us. So now, on the way back home, we're gonna head out to Wilberforce. Of course, check Titan the Hill one more time on the way home. And I show you what I found here at Logan Cuts after I wash up the rocks a little bit.